Although we drove the Chevy Volt last year at the launch, it took us another year and a half to finally get one for a long-term tester. Even then, we were limited to a week, as GM is still being pretty tight with who they let take the Volt for an extended period of time. Overall, we were pretty impressed with the car. It may not be a proper electric, but it does have a lot of real-world applications that are quite useful. This past week, we've seen temperatures in the low 30s, which means that the Volt will only get about 25 miles per battery charge before the gasoline engine kicks in to function as a range extender. Unlike the Nissan Leaf, you won't have a completely emissions-free driving experience. On the other hand, you'll be able to go more than 100 miles without worrying about your car dying in the middle of a trip. That's because the Volt's gasoline engine is used to recharge the electric motor during driving. The interior of the Volt will be familiar to anyone who's spent any time in a GM product. Everything is well laid out and organized, but there's far too much hard plastic. Most of the money seems to be spent on the fancy touchscreen and the touch-sensitive buttons that control the climate control and the stereo. When looked at in isolation, the Volt is quite an interesting product. It's basically a very advanced plug-in hybrid that lets you commute reasonable distances without using any gasoline or emitting any emissions. The only problem is that as cars like the Nissan Leaf get better and better, vehicles like the Volt will start to become obsolete. Given the pace of technology in batteries and electric motors, it may not be a long time before the Volt is considered a relic. On the other hand, if you live outside of an urban area but still want a cutting-edge green vehicle, the Volt really is your best option. There may be some emissions and fossil fuel usage involved, but you'll never have to worry about running out of juice.